with Down syndrome, right? Currently diagnosed maybe 17, 18 weeks. They decide that they don't want to keep the baby, so it's injected either directly into the heart or into the umbilical cord with potassium chloride. You know what potassium chloride is?
Yeah, when I started work at BPAS, I felt if I was going to talk about the work that our doctors were doing, I should spend time. I thought it would be wrong for me to not spend time in theatre with them talking about what they were doing. And yes, I've seen these procedures take place. I've had to describe these procedures, and it's very straightforward that when you have an abortion that is generally over 18 weeks, you will have an injection into the fetal heart of potassium chloride, which ends the life of the fetus.
If you manage to hit first time.
Oh well, you have to make moot point. There are different medical practices in other countries and so on, but they do it under an ultrasound and are trained. And the idea of that is to make sure that the heart stops instantly, and then the doctor is able to, as you say, he then dissects and brings out the fetus in parts.
For a lady who ushers a wasp out the kitchen with a newspaper, is there not a little part of you, as a Down syndrome baby is injected with a lethal injection and then pulled apart, that goes, that's wrong?
Yeah, look, of course it is absolutely terrible. And as you say, well, maybe you didn't say, you're talking about a Down syndrome baby. I'm talking about any baby,
could be
any pregnancy in these situations. But I tell you what I found really interesting when I spent this day in theatre. There is not a doctor in that theatre who has not read the case notes and who doesn't know exactly why it was that the woman was there, the girl was there having that procedure. And it's really interesting because I knew it was going to be a really haunting day. But I tell you, actually, the experience that haunted me the most, and that was a young 15-year-old girl who was really, really scared of going into theatre because she'd never had an anaesthetic before, and she was really worried that she might not wake up. And if she didn't wake up out of the general anaesthetic, no one would know how to look after her pony properly. And she made me promise to hold her hand the whole time and to remember what she told me about her pony. Now that was how immature and young that girl was, and that is actually what sticks with me from that day, was the awfulness of that young girl being 23 weeks pregnant and how her life would be. And talking to the doctors, they see that they are doing something good for the women. That's how they live with it, because they don't feel themselves bad. They think that they're doing a good thing.
Okay, thank you.